Hi there, and welcome back to Statistics with Dr. David Bugg. I'm going to take a look at an example of how to calculate a standard deviation. So we're going to find the standard deviation for the class homework scores listed here. We've got 4 students who've got 4 grades of 7, 4, 3, and 2. Looks like they didn't do very well. And we're going to calculate what their standard deviation is. Just like the variance, which is the foundation of the standard deviation formula, we are going to first calculate the mean for this distribution. So if we just run that really quick, adding up the scores, we have a total of 16. There are 4 scores, and so dividing that out, our mean for this distribution is 4. So our first major step is to take the raw score and subtract the mean from it. So 7 minus 4, the mean, is 3. 4 minus 4 is 0. 3 minus 4 is -1. And 2 minus 4 is -2. All right, so we've done that. And then just like the variance, our second step is going to take x minus the mean and square those values. So we'll take 3 and square it, giving us an answer of 9. 0 squared is 0, so we don't have any changes there. -1 squared is a +1, and -2 squared is a +4. So we now have all of our values squared. Next thing for us to do is to take the sum of the x minus the mean squared column. And so when we sum that, we end up with a total of 14. Now, we can plug this in. Let's come down here where we've got a little bit extra room. And we're going to plug this in to our standard deviation formula. Now, the only difference between the standard deviation formula and the variance formula is instead of solving for s squared, we're now solving for s, which represents the standard deviation. And so we're just going to take the variance formula and take the square root of it. So, solving for s for standard deviation, we're going to take the value from step 3, sum of x minus the mean squared, which was 14. We're going to divide that by 4. And so in step 5, just doing the division, we end up with a value of s equals the square root of 3.5. That is the variance, in case we needed it. And then we are going to take the square root, and rounding to 2 decimal places, we have a standard deviation of plus or minus 1.87. Now, because we squared here in step 2, the units of measure all become positive. And so the standard deviation can be both a positive and a negative number, as the square root of 3.5 is an absolute value. So we have to be able to reflect that it could be positive or negative. So we do positive or negative 1.87. To report a standard deviation, we report it in terms of the mean. So the mean equals 4 with a standard deviation of 1.87 points. So the average score for the group was a score of 4, and about 2/3 of all the scores would fall between a value of plus or minus 1.87 points above or below. So about a 5.87 or about a 2.13. So we'll do more on what the standard deviation represents in conjunction with the mean in a later video. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.